She pulls up his Instagram and it's the exact same person. I was just like, is this girl really avoiding me? She's weird. We supposed to be like this, but you acting like we like this. She really tried to play the dumbest of the dumbest, like both of them just the weird twins. You're the problem, you're the issue, because you're a liar. I know y'all did not just come into my class and like try to confront me like this. We would die like best friends. So they knew, get her while she's alone. Stick was one of these like flunky or something. Why are you mad? Like, is it because I'm friends with your ex-girlfriend? Like, I was so confused. Yelling, hit me, hit me, hit me. And I was real close. Somebody get her off of me, get her off of me. Hey girlies, welcome back to my channel. I'm Clea, also known as Clea Marie. In today's video, I will be giving y'all a story time on my first high school fight as a freshman. I had already recorded like half of this video already, but then I started to feel like a little sick. So I couldn't finish it. That's why I didn't post for a couple of days, but I'm back, I'm feeling good, and I decided let me just re-record this entire video for you guys, just so it's not like all over the place. Also, disclaimer, this is not like trying to provoke any violence, any fighting, or any of that. It's really just a story time of what happened. This happened like almost 2 years ago, like a year and a half ago. I'm currently like going into my junior year, so this was like mid freshman year, so it's like so old. I'm also not trying to be messy, I'm just telling my supporters the story time of what happened. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, first I'm going to give y'all the names, because I'm obviously not going to say their names in this video because no free clout. So, but if you know who I'm talking about, then obviously you know. But for those who don't know, I'm not about to give like no free clout or nothing. So I don't know if these glasses, like you can see the ring light in them. I'm gonna just do the video without them. I think that's better. So like I was saying, I'm not gonna be giving out names or anything, so we're gonna have names for these people. First, we're gonna have Suave. That's the first name. Then the two girls that I fought, their name is going, one of them's gonna be Wannabe. Then we have Stick. Then we have like the other two girls who kind of played not a part in it, but they're significant characters in the story. So it's girly number 1 and girly number 2, so that's 5 people. And then of course Clea, me. So now let's really get into the story time. So I'm gonna give y'all a little background info of how it all like happened, because it didn't just happen out of nowhere. Like, we was not just fighting for no reason. So I was in a friend group which consists of me, Wannabe, Stick, girly number 2, and then kind of girly number 1. She was like in it, but not really. And then there was other people, but those are the people that y'all need to know. We was all friends. Mind you, me and Stick was like this close. Like, we was real tight, real close with each other. Also, me and girly number 2 were close too, but me and Stick had like homeroom together, so we was you know, we was with each other for a lot. We used to walk around school together, like we was really close. Me and Wannabe were kind of like this, like we weren't close as me and Stick, but we were like cool because we was in the same friend group. We only talked to each other really when it pertained like within the friend group. We never really talked to each other outside the friend group until semester, like the second semester, when our classes changed and our lunches changed. So Wannabe and me ended up having lunch together, which caused us to like talk to each other because she was the only one I knew at lunch. So we used to hang out more than we did before. So that's how me and Wannabe kind of became like this. So I was 15 at this time, like I had just turned 15, and Wannabe told me like, oh, her and like the rest of our friend group besides Stick had a job interview at this place. I think one of the twins in our friend group, their uncle owned that place, so you know, he was just like, they were always hiring new people. So they were like, yeah, we have an interview today, you should apply, and like stuff like that. So I was like, okay, like that would be cool, working with like my friends and stuff in the friend group. We would have so much fun, and it was a fun type job. It wasn't like one of them jobs that like we really didn't have to work. Like for real, we was getting paid to have fun with children, like little kids and stuff. Like that was a cool job. So I was like, shoot, I'm gonna do it. So I ended up, you know, applying to the job, had that interview that exact same day that she told me. We all ended up getting the job. We was all happy. Like, this made us even more closer. It kind of made, I don't want to say it made Stick feel left out, but you know, like Stick didn't have the job with us, so she was kind of like out of the loop in a sense. Like, we was kind of always talking about stuff that happened at work with while she was there, so she wouldn't really have no idea what we was talking about. I don't know if that made her feel some type of way, because like I was the newest one in the friend group. I kind of just came along and they accepted me in. I think she had a problem with that, but I don't know if she had a problem with us always talking about like work and stuff and she wasn't there, or like felt left out. I don't know, but it wasn't intentional though. We didn't try to make her feel like any type of way. So back at the job, because this is where it really just like, this is really the reason why it happened. So I told y'all Suave was an important character in the story, which he's about to come up. Before we actually like started working, well, we were getting paid for like training and stuff, but before we started working like the job for real, we had to go to, we had the interview, we had orientation, and then we had training, which was like the people that really got the job had to train for what positions we wanted to do. All me and my crew, we wanted to be on the floor. A lot of us didn't really want to do like the cash register. Most of us were on the floor, so we had to like basically train to do every single thing that was on the floor so we can do it all. This is where Suave kind of gets into the picture a little bit. Like Suave was really cool. He went to this school that I knew some people that went there, so like I kind of like heard about him before, and he was like pretty cool with one of my homeboys that actually worked at that job too. So since we're both hanging out like, you know, with my homeboy and stuff, like just chilling and stuff, we kind of started to like, you know, get to know each other, I guess, at that training, I think, or was it orientation? It was one of those. I know training, we kind of, you know, like we played like games and stuff, like basketball and stuff, like together. It was all of us, but it was really just like me and Suave. We was playing like horse or something, like the little game where you had to make all the shots. I think that's what we was playing. It was cool, and you know, like everyone, all the coworkers and stuff, we kind of just got to know each other because we all kind of went to school in the same area in a way, but like different schools. There's like 3 schools that are like really close to each other, and that's really where all the people were coming from. So we kind of was just like, all right, y'all cool, y'all cool. We kind of exchanged like Instagrams and all that stuff. And you know, once I exchanged like Instagrams and TikToks and stuff like that, people kind of started to see like, oh, she's the influencer and stuff. So I guess like, I don't know, like it made people want to like be closer to me. I don't know, I'm not trying to say anything that it wasn't, but that's kind of how it felt like. Even knowing Suave kind of, you know, wanted to be my like wanted to be cool with me and stuff like that before that, but after it was like a little more intense. But yeah, we're cool. And I think this was like the first actual day on the job. So yeah, it was first day on the job for like all of us, and I was working like long hours. I had a break and I was just hanging with Wannabe, and Wannabe was just like, why am I hearing stuff like about you and Suave? And I'm just like, me and Suave just friends, like it's nothing like that. Oh, you know high school people, like when they see a girl and a guy like cool with each other and stuff like that, just hanging out with each other, not like in a group, just like them two, they're gonna say stuff, and like that stuff kind of rubs off on the people and stuff. Then my homeboy gonna come and like try to, you know, work his little magic to try to help his friend. I was just like, I already have his Instagram, like we already exchanged all that. They making it a big deal. And I guess they kind of got into his head a little bit, thinking like, you know, that meant something. So as time goes on, we've become more closer, especially outside of like work and stuff. We used to talk all the time. You know, we used to hang out a lot at work and stuff, like, especially if you don't know my job, it was mainly ran by like, you know, teenagers and stuff. So they used to like place us where we would work and everything. So we used to work a lot like close to each other. Like my section would be right next to his section, so we would just have like a lot of fun and stuff. So that's kind of background on like Suave and stuff. So I think this was mid-winter break. I don't know what it was. We had a week break, so I worked 2 days out of that week. I worked those days, and then I did not work the rest of those days. And I remember getting a text from Stick saying, do you work today? I saw it the day after. I was just like, I'm not gonna respond because that was from, you know, yesterday. Like, why would I say no, not working yesterday, you know? So I didn't respond to it. So fast forward that entire week, we come back to school on that Monday. I walk into school, you know, it's like real early because my bus used to get there like pretty early, and I ended up seeing girly number 1, and she was just like, oh my gosh, hey girl, like you look cute. Like, you know, that's something that me and girly number 1 had. Like, we would always hype each other up. And I was like, you know, doing the same thing. And she was like, yeah, we were at your job, you wasn't there though, but I know Stick texted you. I was like, yeah, I saw it late, my bad. And she was like, yeah, but Stick was tripping, like she was doing too much at her job and stuff. And I was like, what you mean doing too much? And then she was like, it was all over everybody. And I was like, describe everybody. Like, you don't mean everybody, because before that whole winter break thing, almost our entire friend group rode the bus. So we would be talking about, that's what I was saying, like we talk about our job, like work and stuff on the bus. And I had showed her, like, you know, Suave, so she knew, like, she knew about Suave and I. And we was just talking about, you know, girly number 2, hyping it up more than it was. But yeah, I just had to throw that out there too. But back to that Monday after the break, one of the dudes that went to our school who was like dating this other girl, apparently something had happened and that caused drama. And I was just like, oh, I feel so bad, because I knew the girl. And I was just like, that's weird, that's crazy. And she was like, yeah, but that's not all. He really got close to this one guy. So I was just like, oh, who? And she was like, oh, she said Suave, basically. She said his name, and I was just like, what you mean Suave? Like, what Suave are you talking about? And she was like, hold on, I think I got his Instagram. And I was like, I know it's not the Suave that I'm thinking of. She pulls up his Instagram and it's the exact same person. And I was just like, you lying. Like, no offense to girly number 1, but she kind of like, you know, not saying that she was lying, but I'm just saying like it could have been taken out of context, or like trying to make it more than it was. So I was just like kind of taking it with a grain of salt, not too much. So I was just like, all right, girl, I'm about to find her and like talk to her and see. So I'm gonna go to my homeroom, because we have the same homeroom, drop my stuff down, make sure my teachers see me, and I'm gonna go see like where she's at, because usually we walk together in like during homeroom and stuff. Everybody has seen her except me, so it kind of felt like she was avoiding me, kind of. And I was just like, this is so weird. We usually, like, I know everywhere she be going. I was just like, is this girl really avoiding me? Go back to homeroom before the bell rings, and she's still not there. Her stuff is still not there. And I'm like, they're saying she's here, but she's not. Like, her stuff is not here. This is weird. It's like, you're avoiding me. What are you trying to hide from? So the day goes on. We're in lunch now. Lunch for me was, well, for everyone it's during 3rd block. So there's 4 blocks, so that's literally more than halfway throughout like school. We're like 3/4 done with school. So I'm at lunch, you know, not forgot about it, but I'm kind of like not too much thinking about her, because also our friend group had like broken up too. So it was kind of like new info to me, because I didn't know none of this stuff that had happened. So it's just like, you're mad at this person, this person is mad at this person. It was just a lot going on. So I wasn't really focused on what I was told earlier in the day. I was more so focused on like, what happened to our friend group? Is anybody even still cool with me? Like, I was so confused like what was happening, but everyone was still cool with me. I was not the problem in this situation with the friend group. Really Stick that was the problem within the friend group. For real, she kind of broke it up, and like some other little stuff had happened, but that's none of my business to tell. That's someone else's story to tell, not mine. So like I said, we're in lunch, and like I said, Wannabe, she was the only person that I knew at lunch. So I go to her and I'm just like, this whole friend group stuff is crazy. What happened? She's telling me what happened. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe Stick did that. That's crazy that she did that to girly number 2. And she was like, oh, not just her. She didn't do that just to her. She did that to you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So she tell me what happened, what she was doing, and she was like, but her and Suave, and she told me what she did. I wasn't like all heated and stuff like that, because like I said, like, I'm a real chill person. I'm really nice in real life. Like, I don't really, you know, go from 0 to 100 real quick. I go to 0 to 10, then from 10, then I go to 100. So it's kind of like a process, you know. I gotta really wrap my head around it and stuff. This is Wannabe was there. She works with us, so why would she lie? You know, girly number 1 does not work with us. You know, she's a friend, so she could have just heard that from someone else. They could have been making stuff up, but Wannabe, actually works there. She sees all the things that was happening, so why would she lie about this? And she told me like, don't say like her name, like don't bring her up in it. So I was just like, nah, I would never do that, you know, but thank you for like looking out type stuff. So after that, I go back to 3rd block and I'm like talking about it with one of my friends that's in that class, and she was like, oh my gosh, like it was a little less mild of what she did to someone else's. Like I think they was actually in a relationship, what she did and like how they broke up because of her and stuff. And I was just like, that's weird. Like literally the whole entire lunch period in my 3rd block, I literally repeated the same thing over. That's weird. That's weird. She's weird. Because I was really, instead of being mad, I was really just disgusted. Like, we supposed to be like this, but you acting like we like this. We would die like best friends. Like, come on now. So 3rd block's over. 4th block, I'm on the phone with, I think like, it was either one of these 3 people, my best friend, my sis, or my cousin. It was one of them people. I was talking to them about it and they was like, oh, that's weird, like what are you gonna do? And I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna like talk to her, go to the source instead of hearing all these people's different things. Because like, yes, it was very believable, it was really true. I heard the same thing over and over again. It was just like, why would they come up with the same lie? Especially for wannabe to say it. I really believed her. So fast forward to the end of the day, bus was always really late, like an hour late. Like we used to get out at 3:30, and my bus used to come at like 4:20. So it was like an hour. So I go put my stuff down to go try to find girly number 2, because I'm like, if girly number 2 say it too, that's how I know this is real. Like I ended up running into my other homeboy and he was just like, yo, what's wrong? Like, you know me, I'm always happy, I'm always smiling, trying to make everybody laugh and stuff like that. Like I'm a real goofy type, nice person. Like I'm a good vibe to be around. But that day I was just like kind of sitting there like my arms folded like this, you see. So he was just came up to me, he was like, yo, what's wrong, what happened? Like, who do I have to beat up type energy? I was just like, no, it's just some stuff going on. He was like, what happened? So I kind of tell him like a little bit about it and stuff, and he was like, yo, that's crazy. He was like, don't get into no trouble or nothing like that, it's not worth it and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I know that, but I'm just like, I still want to talk to her though. Because one thing about it, you're not gonna play in my face. Like I'm so nice to everybody, people think that they could play in my face, and I really don't like that. So I was just like, you know, you're not gonna punk me, like you can just do this to me, think we still kumbaya. No. To just hear what she had to say about it, kind of, I can really judge based off of like reaction to it or like her answers to what I have to say. I could really judge if like, all right, you seem like you trying to hide something, you know, especially based off of her avoiding me the entire day. Like I've never gone a day without seeing her the entire day. So it was crazy. He left and he was like, I'll be right back. So I was like, all right, cool. I left and went to go find girl number 2, and we like, you know, ran into each other, and she started running. She's like, oh my gosh, Clea, I missed you. And she was like, bro, it's been so crazy. She's telling me about what happened with her girlfriend and stuff in stick, because that's a whole different situation. I tell her what wannabe told me, and she was like, oh my gosh, like I wasn't there that day. We're not going to go look for her. Like, no, we gonna go sit down and like just chill, you know. It wasn't on no type of fighting type vibes or nothing. It was just really just like, I really just wanted answers. I wanted to get my head straight. My head been spinning that whole day, but I really want to get it straight so I can know like the truth and stuff like that. And once the truth came out, it was just like, all right, you're cut off. That was really like type vibes. She didn't come until right before the bus came, so we saw her walking over, and she walked over, and I asked her like, did you do that with Suave? And she was like, try to play dumb. Like she really tried to play the dumbest of the dumbest. Like she said, who's Suave? I looked at girly number 2 like, do you hear this girl? About some who's Suave? And then there was another guy that was there, and he was his name is also the same thing. So she was like, this Suave? I was like, no, not this Suave. Like, and she was like, oh, Suave from the place that I worked at? And I was like, yeah. Like it was really, that's when I really started getting like a little mad, because like, don't play in my face. It was like, no, I never did that. And she was like, I don't even know him. I was like, then how you know where he worked at? Like, because I was there. And I was like, yeah, I know you was there. That's where it happened. Our bus ended up coming, so me and girl number 2, we end up sitting in the back, and she's like kind of in front of us. So we're just like talking, and well, I can't really say we was talking or arguing or anything, because it wasn't like a back and forth type of thing. It was really just me. because I was eating the girls up. I don't care what nobody said, I was eating the girls up that day. Because like, you're not gonna play with me like that. And it wasn't off no like screaming, yelling type jump. I was really just catching her in lies. Like I said, I wasn't even on that fight type energy at all. I really just wanted to get the answers out. I really just want her to tell the truth, for real, for real. She was like, she don't know him or any of that. And I was just like, then why are people telling me that you do? You had to know him to do what you did. And she was like, no, I don't know him, no, I don't know him. So then I was just like, all right. I kind of just like let it go just for like a couple seconds. Then she not hands over her phone, but she shows her phone and it's his snap or something, and she asked him the question. He was like, no, we didn't, or something. And I was just looking at it. I was like, you think I'm gonna believe that? Girlie number one was sitting next to me and she was like, didn't she say that she didn't know him? How you don't know him and you got all his socials and stuff? Caught you in a little lie. Like, he gets off her stop and it was kind of, everyone was talking like saying, yeah, she did, she just proves it and stuff like that. And I was just like, yo, that's weird. Like, she's weird, basically. She's cut off. And I was just gonna leave it at that. Once I cut you off, it's cut off. There's no beef, there's no nothing. Like, you're cut off. The next day, I did not say Wannabe told me any of this information. Obviously, it's obvious that I got it from Wannabe because she was the only person that would have told me this stuff or knew about it. So the next day, I come to school, I'm chilling, like I'm real chill, trying to find girlie number two. Because at this point, me and her got like, we was always been close, but we got real close because it was just like, we was kind of the victims of like all this stuff. So Wannabe comes up to me and she's like, oh, I never said that. Basically taking back her word, what she said. She's like, I never said that. Basically, she was just like panicking type energy. She's like, why did you tell her that I said that? And I was like, I never told her that you said it. She guessed on her own. She was really mad because I think she thinks that I really told her that she's the one that said it. She didn't want to lose her last friend because it was really just them two that was still friends, and everyone else was kind of just friends with me still. So I was just like, come on now. I thought you was like gonna lock in, but no, she wanted to be weird too. Both of them just the weird twins. Cause like where our school is 2 buildings. So I was exiting the first building, going to the second building to go get breakfast, and I seen them two, and she stopped me again to see the exact same thing, but in front of Stick. So that's how I knew this was a joke. You just told me this. What are you telling me again in front of Stick this time? Like, it was just a show. That's why I took it. It didn't just a show. I'm dreaming, I need to wake up. Like, so after that, for weeks on weeks, it was never really any like drama between me and like them. It was really just like friend group drama type stuff, but I kind of removed myself from that because I was just like, I'm not even in this anymore. I don't care. I'm friends with everybody separately. I'm no longer in this group no more. I don't care about it. I did kind of like put Wannabe in her place. She was blaming someone else to be the cause of friend group breaking up and stuff like that. And I was just like, no, you're the problem. You're the issue because you're a liar. I didn't call her a liar, but I said you be lying. She thought it was a joke and I was being so for real, like really trying to tell her you're lying. Like, that's why this friend group has all this drama right now. You're not the cause of it breaking up, but you're the cause of it like continuing on the drama because you're instigating all this. You're like trying to, you think it's a joke, you think it's a game. Like, it's not this, none of this stuff is funny. Like, it's not at all. So I put her in her place that day. No type fight energy was even in like during that time. After that, I made it be known that me and Wannabe were no longer friends. Me and Stick been no longer friends. So it was just like, all right, cool. No drama with me or anybody else was ever happening. I was peaceful. I was living. I was good. I don't know about them, but I was good personally. Until like weeks later. I feel like it was a month later. Like, it was a long time later on. It was this random day. I know it was sometime in March. Mind you, all this stuff happened like a month before that. So it was like weeks going on, and it was like no confrontation, no none of that, no anything. Like, I was cool. I was like, you know, we're no longer friends, we can leave it at that. But they obviously, I don't know. One of these days, my first block is right next to my homeroom, so Stick knows where my first block is. I usually get to my homeroom extremely early. Not homeroom, my first block extremely early because it was right next to each other, so I would be like the second person in there. So mind you, there's no teacher in the room. Our teacher, he was a bus driver, so he used to be late a lot. So but that day he just wasn't in the classroom. I think he was probably outside the classroom while people were switching classes and stuff, and he was just talking to one of his coach friends and stuff. So I was just in there, you know, putting my stuff down, logging into my computer. This was like a business class and stuff, so mind you, nobody's in the classroom. Like, it's literally one person, one or two people. My friend, he wasn't even there yet, and he gets there pretty early, but that day he did not come early. He came like a little late. We used to like do TikToks. We like have fun in that class. Like, me and him had like, we had the best time in that class, but not today. I get a little tap on the shoulder. He walks into my class. Mind you, our chairs are really, really low, so it makes them look, when there's someone standing up talking to you, it makes them look like they're way taller than they really are. So I'm like real low and they real tall, so they're over here like confronting me, saying this, saying that. I'm just sitting here in shock. Like, I was literally like this, like I was really trying to wrap my head around, like, I know y'all did not just come into my class and like try to confront me like this, try to punk me, for real, for real. They knew they couldn't do that out there, because I was always like, you know, I always had my little friends, and I tell you, I was everyone just knew my vibe was genuine and stuff, so people really liked me, like was around me and stuff. With them, it was really just them, so they knew they couldn't try to punk me in front of all these people, because like, one, my homeboys didn't do that. They wasn't going for that. That's one. Two, they knew they wasn't gonna be able to do nothing. They knew, get her while she's alone. So they came to my first block, talking. I'm just sitting there like this, and then I kind of was just like, hold on, who are y'all talking to? Who are y'all trying to punk right now? Like, not me, not little old me, because mind you, Stick real tall. One of these like bigger than me. So I was just like, y'all not about to punk me. Like, nah, no, I'm not going for none of that. One thing about it, I don't want to feel like I'm being like punked, if that's a thing, because no one can punk me, but I don't like the feeling of you trying to punk me. That's what I don't like. So I didn't, you know, stand up, square up, none of that. I didn't do none of that. I sat in my chair, I was spinning and all that. I was having a fun time while they was going off doing all that. And I guess they saw like I was taking them as a joke or something, and that's when it kind of got heated. They started saying stuff out their mouth real slick, and I was like, you're not gonna talk to me like that. And that's when it kind of got like a little bit heated. That's when, you know, fighting words started coming out and stuff, and I was just like, I'm not about to like get suspended. That's one thing about it, I'm not about to get suspended for y'all. Wannabe said she was gonna beat me up, and mind you, I don't even know why Wannabe wanna fight. I still don't know why. Like, at this point, the beef, not even beef, but the problem was between me and Stick. And that whole time, Stick was quiet as a mouse. Like, I really think Stick was Wannabe's like flunky or something. Like, she never used to talk. She was real quiet. Wannabe was talking a whole lot. I was just like, why are you mad? Like, is it because I'm friends with your ex-girlfriend? Like, I was so confused. But I've been friends with her. So I don't know, like, I don't know. Maybe it's because like they wasn't getting back together. She thought it was my fault. But hey, I had nothing, like, it wasn't, don't blame nothing on me. So boom, them confronting me basically stirred everything back up again, and that's when it was just like, all right, this is not gonna end until we fight. So 4th block, I'm talking to my best friend, and she's, you know, giving me advice and stuff like that, and she's like, I can't believe they did that. Like, they really walked up on you. People coming up to me left and right, people I don't even know, like, oh my gosh, that's crazy what she did. I would never let that slide. I would do this, that, and that. And I was like, girl, if you would do it, go do it for me. Like, because I really was like over the whole situation, but they wasn't. So it forced back anger back into me, because I was over it. Like, you could have him, but I guess that wasn't enough. So this is the end of the day. I'm with my little crew and stuff. Girly number 1 was with me. Girly number 2 was not at school that day. And girly number 1 was kind of the communicator, I guess, because Wannabe and Stick was still in the building, which was kind of odd. Me and like one of my old little friends, she kind of like was supposed to be there with me that whole time, because she was just like, they're not about to jump you, like they're not about to do none of that. So she was with me, she was ready too. It kind of tried to like fake like we was trying to jump Thick, but that wasn't the case. Like, it wasn't none of that. She was just there because Wannabe was acting like she wanted to, like, you know, throw hands. And like, nah, y'all not gonna like try to jump my friend. She was with me, and they kind of put it out like that we were trying to jump them. Girly number 2 ended up texting me. Mind you, she's not at school. She texted me, she's like, you're weird, why are you trying to jump them and stuff like that. And she's like, it's not even that big of a deal. And I was just like, girl, you're not even at school, you don't even know what's going on, like, please. And I blocked her, because I was just like, that really got me mad. Like, it really got me real mad, because like, you're not even at school, you don't know what happened. First off, they confronted me. Both of them two were trying to fight right then and there, and they confronted me. How you mad that I went and what's it called, my friend want to back me up? Like, what? They said they don't want to fight no more because they think we're trying to jump her. So we was just like, all right, cool, because y'all was the one that wanted to fight. We're not about to like be pressed to fight. Like, no, it wasn't none of that. Y'all came to me. Like, if you're gonna back out, then back out. It's okay, I don't care. My little friend, she didn't rock the bus with me, so she got on her bus right, I swear, right when she got on her bus, they came out the building and was like, we want to fight. And I was just like, y'all are some funny girls. That's what y'all are. Y'all are funny girls, because y'all knew what y'all was doing. Y'all waited till she left to come out and say that y'all wanted to fight again. Like, y'all weird. But you know me, I'm not like, not no punk, not nothing, none of that. I was already mad, because everybody was just making me mad that day. So I was just like, you know what, I need to let off some steam. But I did let my friend know. I let her know, like, yo, as soon as you got on the bus, they came back out and stuff like that. She was like, oh no, you're not fighting, tell them tomorrow. I was just like, nah, I'm good. Like, we're not about to drag this out. I don't have time to be going through another day with my head hurting, like adrenaline running. Like, I don't have time for none of that. So I was like, you know what, we just gonna get this over with right now. So we all get on the bus, arguing. Mind you, it's not me and Stick. Stick was my problem, but Stick quiet. She don't talk. Wanna be talk for her. And the whole time I'm like, I don't have nothing against you, we're just not friends. Like, girls need to understand that you don't always have to be friends with everybody. Like, it's okay. Just because I don't want to be friends with you don't mean like there's beef. Like, she took me saying that we are no longer friends as beef. So she was, you know, talking, and I think she started yelling, hit me, and I was real close, because my best friend was on the phone that whole entire ride on the bus. If you find on the bus, you can get suspended still. And I was like, that's really my main thing. I just really don't want to get suspended. So we all decided, you know, we're gonna get off Stick's bus stop, which was like across the street from where my complex was. Her house complex and mines were like kind of across the street, not really. So we got off the bus all together, and I don't know how our bus driver didn't like stop us or anything, because it wasn't like we was trying to like, you know, act chill and calm to like get off to it. Like, no, we was actually like yelling, arguing at each other. Like, I'm pretty sure he heard the word fight a couple times. Like, he didn't stop nothing. Like, it was crazy. But we all got off at the same stop, which you're supposed to like stop that, because like he knew where our stops was. So I don't know why he let us all, like, when I tell you all of us, it was a lot of us too, all get off at the same stop. We walked like down, it wasn't where she lived, but it was the complex where she lived. So it was this one spot. Some girl was like, okay, you're gonna have 2 fights and stuff like that. And I was just like, no, I don't know why you want to fight. Like, I don't care to fight you, like, at all. I don't care to fight you. It's her. Like, so Stick just standing there, she was talking like from afar and stuff, and she kept trying to make reasons to leave and everything, and I was just like, all right, it's whatever, like, it's whatever, she's trying to go. And she was like, no, and with the sass and stuff like that, and I was like, who are you talking to, girl? And she had said something that really like digged into my skin, like really got there, to the point where I walked up to her, and that's when I was like, you know, talking my talk. She mocked me when I said something, because, you know, like, I have a little, when I get mad and everything, I think that's when my DMV accent really come out. So I had said something, and, you know, DMV talk and stuff like that, I think I said, yeah, I mean, or something like that. I don't know, but she mocked me when I said that, and that's when I just swung on her, because I was just like, don't play. Like, we right here right now, don't play in my face. That's the wrong time to play in my face. So I swung on her, and we started fighting. Then I feel like, I don't want to say his name, but he was there, and he like trying to pull me off of her and stuff. And I was like, nah, mind you, my hands were like, she had like these really long braids with beads at the ends. So she kind of was like, I don't know how to explain it, but she was on her knees. Like, she wasn't standing up at this point. She was on like kneeling on her knees while I'm standing up and stuff. And I was just like hitting her. My legs and stuff was like stuck in her braids, and like my fingers were like, one of my hand was stuck in her braids. So I was just hitting her, and they were trying to pull me because she was already on the floor. So they were just like, just stop it. Wannabe is like, I don't know where she was at this point, but I just heard her, she was like, she better not kick her in her face and stuff. And someone said, she is, and then that's when Wannabe came, started hitting me too. I was already like done with stick. Like she was already done. She was done. It wasn't like she was fighting back anymore. So it was kind of like a fight and then a fight right after. Like it wasn't no break. My hand and my foot is tangled in her like braids and stuff, so she's hitting me, trying to like pull me off of her and stuff like that, but hitting me, and I'm trying to like really hurry up and get my stuff like untangled and everything. Once it's untangled, like she like slapping me like in my forehead and stuff like that, and then I really like hit her one good time in her like head, right here, because they said that she had a like, well, I'm not gonna put the video in this like YouTube video because I don't want my channel to get a strike or any of that, but there's a video, and if you look closely you can see she had a knot on her head because I hit her right there, and I guess that like really hurt because I don't know what knots feel like, but I guess it hurt bad. So she kind of like pushed me, and there was like a ledge kind of into like bushes and stuff, and I fell into the bush, and like she fell on top of me because mind you, like she's like bigger than me, so she fell on top of me. And then like I can't like get up because she's bigger than me, but she wasn't like hitting me, which kind of like, I don't know, it was weird. Like you got the advantage, why aren't you hitting me? But she wasn't. Probably because I held her away from me and stuff so she can't hit me, because like one thing about it, you're not gonna mess up my face. Like no, you're not gonna mess up my face, because that's how you know I wasn't planning to fight this day. Because if I really was, I would have put Vaseline all on my face, because Vaseline, you don't get scratches, because like you can't get scratches with when you put Vaseline and oil your face up and stuff like that. But I didn't know that, so I didn't have no Vaseline on my face or nothing. So she starts screaming, somebody get her off of me, get her off of me. Girl that was there, she got her off of me. She was screaming get her off of me, but I wasn't even on her. Well, I was choking her, I think that's what she meant. So they pulled her off of me, and right after that I got up and I was just like, where'd she go? And when I tell you, it's like they like teleported, like they was nowhere to be found, and they was like they ran. They was like all like, oh, you did that, you know the extra little stuff. That's where I got home. Everything was good. Like I posted a TikTok that night. Like I was good. I posted a TikTok, and everyone like was like, oh, you look good, like They not talking, they're not saying nothing. So next day at school, everyone's like, my homeboy was like, yeah, you did that, we taught you well. I was like, what did you teach me again? But we just be playing and stuff, like you held your own and stuff. Like that's weird how they try to do that. One thing about like me and my peoples at school, we don't do that jumping stuff. We still try to snuck me, like that's weird. But then I guess like the video went around and administration found out, and like we had to talk it out. They was still like trying to play victim and everything. The administration was trying to say like, no, you can't say she hit you first. Like no, one, you confronted her, that's one. Two, you walked to the location to fight. Like you can't say that she bullied you or did whatever they said. And I was just like, I wasn't trying to sugarcoat nothing. I was like, yes, I hit her first, but they confronted me first, and they walked to the location. Don't try to play victim in front of them. But after that, I didn't get suspended. I think I got suspended off the bus, but I didn't really ride the bus for real. And yeah, after that, it was pretty cool. Like people stopped rocking with them, but it was still cool with me. But yeah, it wasn't, I wouldn't say that was the brightest decision I've ever made, but I was just really over it. I really wanted the drama to stop because I really thought it did stop. Yeah, no, counselors don't help. None of that. I tried the whole, telling and stuff like that at first with another situation. That didn't work at all. Like we didn't end up fighting nothing, but it just really dragged out the drama. It made me like lose sleep at night. After I fought her, I was perfectly fine after that. I didn't lose no sleep. Like I was good. So I'm not saying like you should fight still. Like it's really good to not fight though, but I'm just saying I was kind of just over it. That's really why I did it. Was not the smartest idea, was not the smartest decision at all, because we really could have got hurt because we was like in a neighborhood doing it, rather than like, I'm not saying either one is better, but like in school, administration can stop it properly and no one can really get hurt. Someone could have really got hurt. A lot of bad things could have happened that way, but thank God it didn't. Thank God we're all still alive. Yeah, it just, a learning lesson, I guess you could say. Now, do you think I'd be fighting? No. Nobody can even argue with me at this point. It's not no type of scared type thing. It's really just because like pretty girls don't fight. Like I got like a little scratch right here, and I was just like, no, I know what these girls are trying to do. They're jealous of me. They're trying to make me not be as pretty as I am. They're trying to mess me up, and I'm just like, it wasn't close. Like it wasn't close at all. Like I was perfectly fine. That thing went away literally in like 2 days, but it was like a little wake-up call, like, yeah, you're not gonna get me. They tried it again later on that year, and I kind of just like, girl, bye. People be talking about you now, like, girl, bye. She still think she won the fight or whatever, and she can have that. I don't care. I don't care. All I know, people saying otherwise, but hey, to each its own. But it's not even like a bragging type of thing. And this is really the end of the story time. I hope y'all enjoyed. This was really for like lesson learned type purposes, not really to promote violence or anything. I learned my lesson. I'm working on, you know, no, I think I'm pretty good with not letting people get under my skin like that. I'm trying to work on like when people are in my face and they try to disrespect me. That's what I'm really trying to work on. But I don't know how I can work on that when nobody's really in my face. But I don't know, when it comes to like text and like, you know, stuff like that, social media type stuff, I'm not coming out to go fight you. What? But if we like right here and you do something, I gotta work on that. So I don't know how I'm gonna work on that because I don't be like that with like face to face with nobody. But all I know is I need to work on it. That's my little experience. If y'all want more story times, let me know. More of the story, don't fight kids. Don't fight kids. Don't fight kids. Especially if you're a pretty girl, do not fight. What do you look like fighting? You look like some little ants that, like, no, rolling on the floor. No. No. And I was so mad because I got mud in my, we're not even gonna talk about it, girl. But in this video, I hope y'all like it. It's a little different from the content that I usually make, but I hope y'all liked it. Remember, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in my next video, girlies. Bye.